Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Emma Raducanu's challenging start to 2026 has not just included another coaching change and a series of injury issues and defeats on the court, as she has also been battling ongoing health issues. Dating back to her final appearances of last season in China, when he was forced to pull out of events amid searingly hot temperatures, Raducanu has been struggling to sustain her energy levels through matches. Raducanu has had numerous timeouts for treatment from on-court medics, with her blood pressure taken on several occasions in recent matches. Some of the images of Raducanu have been concerning, and Sky Sports lead presenter Gigi Salmon is hoping those health problems can be banished, as she believes a fit and healthy British number one will be a threat on the WTA Tour. Raducanu reached her first WTA Tour final since her iconic 2021 US Open in Cluj last month and was struggling with illness, as she lost heavily in the final against Sorana Cîrstea, with Salmon hoping those issues are behind her. More tennis news. Indian Wells Open. Emma Raducanu, Victoria Mboko, Alex Ela sign up for women's doubles with matches confirmed. Emma Raducanu. Why the British number one may be wary of hiring a female coach. They said in Cluj that she had a chest infection and I was working on the next two tournaments when she retired and then lost in the Middle East, Salmon told Tennis 365. I was wondering if it was the hangover from the chest infection. You are probably told not to play and to rest, but you want to play and try and put it behind you and chase the ranking points. Is there an element of stress in there for Emma? I've asked a few ex-players to try and get my head around what it is. If it continues to happen, I will fall one way than the other. Chest infections can linger, but if this pops up in Indian Wells, then questions will be asked because it will start to be a run of things. Want more from Tennis 365? Add us as a preferred source on Google to your favorites list for tennis coverage you can trust. Men's British number one Jack Draper has spoken about controlling his emotion on court and how that has helped him to avoid the cramping issues that were affecting him early in his career, and Raducanu will hope she can now banish her health demons and enjoy a run of success on U.S. hard courts she has always felt comfortable on. If she can find some stability, and I know we have spoken about this for a long time now, then she has a chance to have a great year, added Salmon. If she is saying she doesn't want a full-time coach and she is happy with Mark Pecci, that's good for her. I sometimes wonder whether she actually enjoys what she does, because sometimes it doesn't feel it's someone who enjoys what she does. I cannot imagine what is it like to be her. The pressure and the scrutiny every time she does everything is there. So if she can enjoy herself, that will help her play better. I can't imagine what it's like to be in that kind of spotlight. She does have this appall that transcends tennis, and it must be pretty tough to deal with. The story of Emma Raducanu has always carried a unique blend of brilliance, expectation, and adversity. When she stunned the tennis world by winning the 2021 US Open as an 18-year-old qualifier, she appeared destined for a meteoric rise. Her composure, effortless ball striking, and fearless mentality suggested the arrival of a generational star. Yet the years that followed have shown that talent alone is rarely enough in professional tennis. For Raducanu, the real battle has not been opponents across the net, it has been her own body. Health, more than ranking points or sponsorships, has quietly become the central storyline of her career. The fragility behind the talent. Professional tennis is one of the most physically demanding sports in the world. Players compete almost year-round, traveling across continents and switching surfaces constantly. The body must endure explosive sprints, abrupt directional changes, and thousands of high-velocity swings. Even the strongest athletes struggle to survive the grind. Raducanu entered this relentless environment almost overnight. Her U.S. Open triumph fast-tracked her into the highest level of competition, but it also accelerated the physical stress placed on her young body. Injuries soon followed, wrist problems, ankle concerns, and later multiple surgeries that forced long layoffs. For a player still learning how to manage the tour's physical demands, these setbacks disrupted not only her schedule but also her development. Tennis careers are built on rhythm. Matches lead to confidence, confidence leads to consistency, and consistency leads to ranking progress. But every injury resets the cycle. For Raducanu, just as momentum begins to build, another physical issue tends to interrupt it. The psychological toll of injury. Physical injuries rarely exist in isolation. They carry a mental weight that can be just as challenging as the rehabilitation process. Raducanu's early success created enormous expectations from fans, media, and sponsors. Each comeback from injury is therefore accompanied by intense scrutiny. Every loss becomes a headline, every withdrawal sparks speculation, and every slow recovery raises questions about durability. For a young athlete, this environment can be exhausting. Returning from injury also introduces doubt. Players who once swung freely may suddenly hesitate, worried about aggravating a lingering problem. That split-second hesitation is enough to change the outcome of points at the highest level of the sport. Raducanu's natural style, aggressive, precise, and fearless, works best when she trusts her body completely. When health concerns linger in the background, that instinctive freedom becomes harder to access. A career is still in its early chapters. Despite the setbacks, it is important to remember one crucial fact. Raducanu is still remarkably young. Many players do not reach their peak until their mid-20s. What looks like a troubled career path now could simply be an early detour. Tennis history is full of champions who endured injury struggles before flourishing later. Several elite players required years to develop the physical resilience necessary for the tour. Building strength, endurance, and injury prevention systems often takes time, especially for athletes who enter the spotlight early. Raducanu's team has increasingly emphasized long-term health over short-term scheduling. Instead of rushing back to play every available tournament, the focus has shifted toward conditioning, recovery, and medical management. If that foundation becomes stable, her talent could still carry her back toward the top of the game. The importance of stability. One of the biggest challenges Raducanu has faced is instability. Coaching changes, interrupted seasons, and constant injury management. Flourishing in tennis usually requires the opposite, continuity. A stable coaching environment allows players to refine their game gradually. A healthy training block allows them to build strength without interruption. And a predictable schedule helps the body adapt to the demands of competition. When injuries repeatedly interrupt these processes, progress becomes fragmented. For Raducanu, resolving her health issues could unlock the stability she has rarely experienced since her breakthrough. With consistent training and match play, her tactical understanding, movement, and confidence could evolve rapidly. Her natural timing and clean ball striking have never disappeared. They simply need the physical platform to shine again. The modern tennis landscape. Raducanu's journey is also shaped by the era she plays in. Women's tennis today is deeper and more physically demanding than ever before. Players hit harder, move faster, and train with incredible precision. In such an environment, physical preparation is as important as technique. The modern champion must combine endurance, explosive power, flexibility, and injury prevention strategies. Teams of physiotherapists, strength coaches, and recovery specialists work behind the scenes to keep players competitive. Raducanu's health challenges highlight how crucial this support system is. Once her physical base becomes reliable, her technical ability could once again make her a dangerous opponent for anyone on the tour. The patience factor. Perhaps the most important ingredient in Raducanu's story right now is patience. Fans often expect instant comebacks and rapid success, but the body rarely follows such timelines. Rehabilitation and strength rebuilding can take months or even years. For a player whose career could span more than a decade, that investment of time is not necessarily a setback. It may be essential preparation. Raducanu herself has often spoken about learning through adversity. Injuries, while frustrating, can deepen an athlete's understanding of their body and their game. Many champions later describe these periods as turning points that shaped their long-term careers. The path forward. If Raducanu can finally resolve her ongoing health issues, several things could happen almost simultaneously. First, consistent training would allow her to rebuild confidence in her movement and shot selection. Second, regular competition would restore match sharpness. Third, physical resilience would remove the constant fear of another setback. When those pieces align, the version of Raducanu that dazzled the tennis world in New York could reemerge, perhaps even stronger and wiser. Her talent has never been questioned. What she needs now is continuity, a story still being written. Sports narratives often rush to judgment, Rising stars are labeled future champions, and any obstacle is sometimes interpreted as failure. But careers are rarely that simple. Raducanu's journey is still unfolding. At times it has looked like a fairy tale. At others it has resembled a test of resilience. Both elements are part of the same story. If she can solve the puzzle of her physical health, the tennis world may yet see the flourishing career many predicted. And if that moment comes, it will not simply be about winning matches. It will be about perseverance, growth, and the strength required to rebuild after adversity. For now, the key remains clear. Before Emma Raducanu can truly flourish again on the court, her body must finally allow her the freedom to do so. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.